Just total.
Okay. Everybody good? Call our Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Trustee Barbian?
Here.
Trustee Sell?
Here.
Trustee Unger?
Here.
Trustee Peckmeyer?
Here.
Trustee McFall?
Here.
Trustee Olet?
Here.
President Zaborowski?
Here, thank you. Looking for approval of minutes, regular board meeting, August 19th, 2025.
I'd like to make a recommendation to the village board to approve the regular board meeting minutes of August 19th, 2025. We've all received them prior and had a chance to review.
Second the motion?
Any discussion? Trustee Unger?
I believe that the vote may be incorrect for the beekeeping matter. I believe that Trustee Feckmeyer was not supportive of the proposed ordinance, and her vote is reflected as an aye, but I can't quite recall. I believe it was a nay.
I can double check.
Okay,
It's okay.
thank you.
All right, roll call.
Trustee Barbian?
Aye.
Trustee Sell?
Aye.
Trustee Unger?
Aye.
Trustee Peckmeyer?
Aye.
Trustee McFall?
Aye.
Trustee Olet?
Aye.
President Zaborowski?
Aye, thank you. New communications, item A, number 2514, discussion and necessary action on a conditional use permit request under section 17.1613 of the Greendale Municipal Code from 5810 Current Lane for construction of a new garage.
I'll move to refer this item to the Plan Commission for their review and recommendation.
I'll second it. Any other discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Barbian?
Aye.
Trustee Sell?
Aye.
Trustee Unger?
Aye.
Trustee Peckmeyer?
Aye.
Trustee McFall?
Aye.
Trustee Olet?
Aye.
President Zaborowski?
Aye. Item B, number 2515, discussion necessary action on application from Barrett Lowe Visionary Development requesting conditional use permit for mixed-use residential under section 17.21 3K of the Greendale Municipal Code on the property located at 5300 South 76th Street, tax key number 650-9990-031, the former Boston Store Development Store parcel.
I move to refer this item to the Plan Commission for their review and recommendation.
Second the motion?
Any discussion at all?
I would just note it's technically review and approval now, since it's a one-step process. So
Review and approval.
I accept that into your motion.
Concur.
All right.
Concur.
Roll call.
Trustee Barbian?
Aye.
Trustee Sell?
Aye.
Trustee Unger?
Aye.
Trustee Peckmeyer?
Aye.
Trustee McFall?
Aye.
Trustee Olet?
Aye.
President Zaborowski?
Aye. Thank you. Item C, number 2516, proclamation P 2025-09, proclaiming September 25th, 2025 as Greendale Historical Society Day in the Village of Greendale in recognition of their 50th anniversary. Yeah, should I just go out there and read it?
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Where's Tim?
All right, whereas the Greendale Historical Society has for 50 years diligently preserved records and photographs and safeguarded the story of the Village of Greendale, and whereas the Greendale Historical Society has played a vital role in maintaining, preserving, and promoting Greendale's most notable historical buildings, including the Host Tower, the old police fire building, and original homes, and whereas Greendale was proudly added to the National Register of Historical Places as a National Historical Landmark on October 16th, 2012, an achievement supported and advanced by the work of the Greendale Historical Society. And whereas the Greendale Historical Society led the restoration of the original house on Apple Court, and whereas the Greendale Historical Society has further restored and returned Greendale's first fire truck to the village, ensuring that this piece of public service history is honored and remembered. And whereas the Greendale Historical Society continues to collect vital records and artifacts and promotes the Greendale rich heritage throughout brochures, lectures, tours, and educational research outreach for presentation and future generations. Now therefore be it resolved, as I do hereby proclaim September 25th is 2025 as Green Hill Historical Society Day in the Village of Green Hill in recognition and appreciation of the Society's lasting contributions to preserving and promoting our village's unique and historic character.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thanks, Joe. I would just like to say on behalf of all the members of the Green Hill Historical Society and our board, we have two board members with us tonight, Jeff Birmingham and Sally Chadwick, to see this honor. We love the work that we do. We're happy to do it for the Village of Green Hill, and we are very much committed to continue doing all the things we do to preserve the history of Green Hill and to foster the knowledge of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item 6, public hearings and action items. Whenever it is most practical for the board and the persons interested in the public hearing items, the board will act on the public hearing immediately following the conduct of the public hearings rather than later on the agenda. Item A, BOT 2592, discussion and necessary action to repeal and recreate portions of the Greendale zoning code related to architectural design requirements within section 1710-8C4 of the Greendale Municipal Code Plan Development Overlay District. Did you want to say something?
Yeah,
first?
just as a brief report on this, so this was at Plan Commission. It is a zoning code amendment which allows for some changes to the exterior building materials within the Plan Development Overlay District. And so the changes would be that the EFS materials would be considered now a prohibited, instead of just prohibited altogether, it would be prohibited as a first floor materials. And in addition, as you can see from the markups, it does allow for imitation stone, imitation wood is another issue, another thing that's removed from this as well. So some changes to the prohibited exterior building materials section of the code, and this was recommended for approval by the Plan Commission, and now being a zoning code amendment is a public hearing item, and then the board can take action.
All right, so I will open it up for anybody wishing to talk about this. All right. Once, twice? Nope. All right, we will close the public hearing. And,
You can just take it up later on the agenda.
okay, that works. All right. All right, citizens' comments. Persons wishing to address the board are asked to state their name and address for the residents for the record and limit their comments to only one time. Limit their comments to 3 minutes or 5 minutes if representing a group of persons. Citizens' comments shall be limited to a period not to exceed 30 minutes. Public comments should be addressed to the village board as a body. Any questions or comments directed to any individual trustee or staff person will be deemed out of order. Please note the village board can only discuss matters listed on the agenda. You're open.
Jeff Birmingham, 5601 Bramble Court. I am speaking as a organization. I want to talk about my 5K run to my walk. We've had a really good day. The weather was fantastic. We set another record. We had 150 people. So this is our third year in a row that we got more people than the year before. I want to thank all my volunteers. I'm going to list their names. Cindy, my wife, Sherry Whalen, Jean Coughlin, Lori Coughlin, Heidi, Sally Chadwick, Jim Birmingham, Craig, and Al Jadovitz. They did a lot of work for me, and it really worked out nice. I also like to thank some board members that were there, Elaine and Donna, and I thank you very much for being part of it. It was really, really nice. Also, Kathleen Vincent was also there, a part of it, so it was really nice. And I want to thank all of my sponsors that I had. Here's my t-shirt. This year, and the other sponsors in the back of it. We have Ricardo's Pizza, Greendale Chiropractor, Broad Street Coffee, The Nest, Town Bank, PNC Bank, and I got to give a bigger thank you for the beer donators, which was Harbor Village, JJ Construction, PNC Bank, and the Best of the Ice Cream Greendale Gift of Wings. They gave a good portion for this. I also got to thank Panther Pub. Big thank you for letting us use their patio. They provided a free beer and soda for the event. They helped out tremendously, came early in the morning, got things ready. And last person I have to thank is the president, JJ Construction, for allowing us to use the building. And we had the people go through the building. They really enjoyed it. And also being a big sponsor, I really appreciate it. And you really do a lot for the community. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff.
Anybody else for public comments? I see none, so I
Forgot to say one thing, the Historical Society letting us use a house. Appreciate it.
I was waiting for that.
All right, I will close it. Standing committee reports, trustee Barbian.
Thank you, President Zaborowski. First item is discuss the necessary action regarding the purchase of surveillance camera replacements, FC 2532. The Finance Committee is recommending for the Village Board to approve the quote from Complex Security Solutions Incorporated, the amount of $11,754.87 as presented by Ryan.
Second.
Go ahead.
So this is the standard refresh that we do each year, looking at what's oldest, what's died, what views we want to improve, and there's some strategic thought that goes behind consolidation of some single views into multi-head cameras, which I've outlined in the report. Happy to answer any questions.
Your memo covered it pretty well on why it was needed and all the future events. I appreciate the background information. And are there any questions for Ryan? If not, I would ask for roll call.
Trustee Barbian?
Affirmative.
Trustee Sell?
Aye.
Trustee Unger?
Aye.
Trustee Beckmeyer?
Aye.
Trustee McFall?
Aye.
Trustee Olet?
Aye.
President Zaborowski?
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Number 2, for the Finance Committee, discuss the necessary action regarding the purchase of a police vehicle and equipment FC 2533. Finance Committee recommends for the Village Board to approve the replacement of the squad car with a total out-of-pocket cost totaling $35,733.51 as outlined in the Chief's presentation.
Second.
Go ahead.
Obviously, July 6, 2025, Greendale Police Department was involved in a vehicle pursuit where a squad was later involved in an accident and in a fire. The squad car was a complete loss. The insurance company has since paid out the cost on the vehicle, $44,713, and $7,352 in equipment, for a total reimbursement of just over $52,000. I'm requesting approval to purchase the equipment for the replacement of the vehicle, so that we can get that started as soon as possible. Also, recommending replacing the damaged vehicle now and counting it towards one of the 2 squad replacements planned for 2026. This approach will generate cost savings of money that is previously budgeted in 2026, as we will only purchase 1 squad in 26 instead of the 2.
Thank you. Questions for the chief? I have just one.
Yep.
I noticed when I was reading your packet, doesn't seem like the insurance company covered as much on equipment as they did on the car.
Right.
Was there a reason, or was there specialized equipment or something? It just seemed like they didn't cover as much as I thought.
I'll let Sarah.
So when we enter the vehicles, we put the value of the equipment and the vehicle, and then they increase the cost, what they think it is per year. The cost of things have gone up way more than that. Plus, we found out there's some piece of equipment that we transfer from vehicle to vehicle that we weren't listing, which obviously when your vehicle starts on fire, there's an issue. And then there's some pieces of equipment that aren't, if they're not permanently affixed to the car, they would not have been covered, like rifles and things like that. So just a combination of things of why we didn't get the full cost.
Okay. That answers my question. President Sabrowski?
Is that something I guess we could change going forward now that we kind of saw what happened or know what happened?
Yeah, we went and updated all of our vehicles
Yep.
in this year's cycle, so.
Okay.
You're staying with the Ford?
Yeah.
Okay.
Other questions for the chief? I see none. I'll ask for a roll call.
Trustee Barbian.
Aye.
Trustee Sell.
Aye.
Trustee Unger.
Aye.
Trustee Beckmeyer.
Aye.
Trustee McFall.
Aye.
Trustee Olet.
Aye.
President Zabrowski.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One last, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
One last, how's the officer doing? Is he?
Good, still on light duty, hoping maybe another month or so. He started physical therapy, so.
Okay.
It's moving along, but it's a slow process, so fractures in hands take a bit, so. But yeah, he's doing well.
All right, well, we wish him the best, so thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, appreciate it.
He's so lucky.
Next item on Finance Committee for tonight, Finance Committee's internal audit review, bills presented for payment. This is something we do every month where we rotate to every trustee to randomly pull P cards, ACHs, and checks, and ask for the documentation to back up the purchase. And this month came to Trustee Sell. And Trustee Sell, please give us an update.
Yeah, I went through everything that was presented to me that I requested, and I had no questions, and everything was all good.
Any questions of Trustee Sell? Thank you so much for doing that. Next month, Trustee Unger, it's yours.
Okay.
Next item, number 4, approval of accounts payable for checks for payment. The Finance Committee is recommending for the Village Board to approve accounts payable checks number 63336 to 63466 in the amount of $728,880.76. Also to approve the ACH payments in the month of the amount of $698,273.62, along with the P card purchases in the amount of $64,202.54 for a total disbursement this month of $1,491,356.92.
Second the motion?
All of us had a chance to pull and look over any items that we may wish. Are there any questions in regards to these items? I see no questions, so I'd ask for roll call.
Trustee Barbian.
Aye.
Trustee Sell.
Aye.
Trustee Unger.
Aye.
Trustee Beckmeyer.
Aye.
Trustee McFall.
Aye.
Trustee Olet.
Aye.
President Zabrowski.
Aye.
Pay the bills. The next item is status of accounts, July 31st, 2025. Sarah?
So in July, the village received several larger revenue sources from the state, including a fire dues distribution, a portion of the transportation aids, and expenditure restriction. We also received the first dollar credit and a remaining distribution of the school levy tax credit. And the general fund revenues continue to look to finish overall above budget, mainly due, as you've heard in past meetings, interest earnings and now citation revenue. The finance department's working on reviewing 2026 budgets and 2025 estimates from departments, so when the budget's presented next month, we'll have an updated projection on how 25 is looking to finish. And I also want to note that the second and third last pages in the packet are the revenue and expense detail for both 4th of July and the Garden Walk. I am happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Stephanie? Looks like you're keeping the ship straight. Thank you.
Thanks.
For tonight, that concludes the Finance Committee's report, President Zabrowski.
All right, thank you so much, appreciate it. Any committees have any reports this evening to give? All right, Trustee Barbian.
I'd like to give an update on the Health Department. As always, they're constantly involved in everything that goes on in the village, and always open to people coming in and ask them questions. They were involved in the Green Market recently, which was very successful this last weekend if you haven't gone down. Beautiful weather, too. Health Department is preparing also for the Fresh and Fit Fest, which is like a health fair. It's going to be held alongside the downtown market on Saturday, September 27th. The market is from 8 to 12, and the health fair will be from 9 to 11. So right where the market is, there'll be an area set up for that. I encourage everybody that's watching on television and in the audience to attend that. It'll be very, very informative. There will be a balance and blood pressure screenings, fitness opportunities, including pickleball demos, gardening, and cooking demos. Hands-only CPR and stop the bleed activities. And stop the bleed activity is something everybody should be aware of. There'll also be activities for kids like yard games, rock painting, face painting, and ice cream. So it actually is a whole family event to try to participate down there, and I think it's really going to expand and dovetail nicely with the current green market that we have. There are many community partners and volunteers participating in this event, which we'd like to thank from the Health Department. Children's Wisconsin, Aurora and Freighter, Community Medical Services, Greendale Fire Department, the Village Club, Power Back Rehab, YCMA, our own Children's Garden, and the Senior Social Club. So we thank these things can't happen unless we have these sponsors and this help. It's always important to involve other groups to make these things happen, and I'm glad they stepped forward. The event is supported by AARP with a sponsorship to provide ice cream from the Gift of Wings, and Harbor Village is providing additional free refreshments. It should be a great event alongside the downtown market. The Health Department thanks everyone that has been working hard to put this on and who will be there at that morning. We also encourage everyone to come out and enjoy a Saturday morning on Broad Street, September 27th. Please mark your calendars. Any questions? Do you have any update?
Yes.
One of the subcommittees of the Health Department is Community Alliance. Trustee Unger.
So Community Alliance met last week. There have been some staffing changes effective last week, Tuesday. Holly Miller, who led the coalition, has reduced her hours to approximately 2 hours per week. So Amanda Marcucci, she came and presented in one of our meetings here, will be taking over more of the Community Alliance duties, and she will be working 24 hours a week. Community Alliance volunteers attended 2 Milkman games this summer and handed out substance misuse resource materials. They also volunteered at the Hills Corners National Night Out, which had a very huge turnout this year. Finally, in an effort to promote social connection and tech-free family dinners, 4 different activity placemats were created and will be distributed to area restaurants. So they're paper placemats, and they'll include games, conversation starters, coloring, and different activities so families can enjoy a tech-free dinner. Should I go on with the library update? Is that all right?
That's up to him.
All right. Just a quick update that the registration begins tomorrow for the Whodunit Cozy Mystery event, which is a fun event and fundraiser being held at the library on Saturday, October 11th from 5 to 7. I'd like to read a quick description. Can you crack the case? Join us for a night of intrigue as you help us solve the mystery. A crime has been committed in the Greendale Public Library and a local is responsible. We need your sleuthing skills to search for clues, decode puzzles, and find the culprit. So activities include solving the mystery, food and drinks, appetizers, wine, beer, soft drinks, tea, and hot cocoa, a 50-50 cash raffle, basket raffles, prize drawings, a photo op, and more. The price is $50 per person, and remember, this is a fundraiser. Adults 21 and only. You can register online, or you can go into the library and they'll get you signed up. The registration fee includes 2 free tickets, free appetizers, and one free raffle ticket. Proceeds go to the Friends of the Greendale Public Library, who fund library programs, collections, materials, and more. Drinks and select appetizers provided by the Eleanor Room. have dinner at the Eleanor Room after the event, and 15% of the proceeds go to the Friends of the Greendale Public Library. That's all. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good update.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'll do Park and Rec. The fall CLC Education and Recreation Guide was delivered to all Greendale residents. If you did not receive a copy, there are copies available at the CLC. Park and Rec registration begins online for residents on Saturday, September 6th at 8 a.m. Non-residents can register on Wednesday, September 10th at 8 a.m. Also, 2 up-and-coming free Halloween events. That we have Hallowings, which is October 21st to the 26th. We have Pumpkin Chuckin' on Saturday, October 25th. Of course, the Halloween parade brought to you by PCC and Gift of Wings, Sunday, October 26th. Is that correct? Okay. And then also too, the Visit to Chicago trip is Saturday, December 6th. Leave Greendale at 8:15 a.m., returns at 8:45 p.m. Register on September 6th before the bus fills. That's it.
Awesome, thank you. Everybody else good? Yes.
Could I just mention that the fire and police have their open house on the second Saturday of September, which is September 13th. And it's something they do every year. It's a really fun thing for, well, everybody really, but it's a fun thing for kids to see the inside scoops on the fire and the police department.
Totally agree. I've done it multiple times.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Awesome. All right, thank you guys for doing that. We appreciate it. All right. No old business at this time. Moving on to new business. I do need to move item B in front of item A, if that works with everybody. Okay. Item B, BOT 2593, discussion as to action on an application submitted by Barrett Low Visionary Development requesting a plan development overlay district precise implementation plan under section 17.108 of the Greendale Municipal Code and a site plan review on the property located at 5300 South 76th Street, tax key number 650-9990-031, the former Boston Store Development Store parcel.
I'm going to make a motion to approve the application submitted by Barrett Low Visionary Development requesting a planned development overlay district precise implementation plan and a site plan review, subject to the following. Developer must submit a new phasing plan that incorporates grass and approved fencing for future phase areas. Developer must move the stage area of the village green space to the northwest side. Provide utility accommodations for the potential future addition of restrooms on the southeast side, and provide electricity on both sides of the village green space for events. Subject to the conditions outlined in the planner review memo dated July 24th, 2025, submitted by Brian Munson and Meredith Perks of Vanderwall and Associates, who is the village's consultant planner for this project. And finally, subject to the conditions outlined in the engineer review memo dated July 30th, 2025, submitted by Jake Scholge, village engineer from R.A. Smith.
Second motion.
All right, any discussion? Did you want to say anything?
No, I think, in your memo, or in your packet, also provided comments provided by the applicant, addressing, at least initial comments addressing the planners and engineers' comments. So they have either addressed all the comments or are working on addressing the comments. And so as staff, we, with this conditional approval, will not be authorized to approve the permit or approve the zoning in its finality until all those conditions are met. And there was a great deal of discussion at Plan Commission on the village green layout, the potential for future restrooms. It was decided to require the developer to provide for at least connections for future restrooms if there is a desire for a future restroom building within the village green area. We discussed, there was a lot of discussion about the building materials. As I mentioned earlier, there's an ordinance which should be next on this agenda, which will provide a little bit more flexibility on the building materials. But the Plan Commission ultimately agreed with allowing ephes material above the first floor. Those are some of the main items that were discussed, but as was mentioned, the Plan Commission recommended conditional approval.
All right. Trustee Unger?
So I attended that Plan Commission meeting, and there was some discussion about the developer changing the plans to put railings on the balconies. And earlier today, I tried to open this 345-page document, and it just wouldn't load. Are we going to see the plans with the railings versus the glass balcony wall? Are we going to see what that looks like? And are we going to have an opportunity to weigh in on that as a board, or is that?
This is the opportunity on the architectural elements of the project. So tonight is the opportunity. We have from KTGY, both Radima and Nathaniel are here. They could answer that question, or they could show you images. I don't know if you have your materials.
Are there images? Because I don't think there were that night.
Yeah, we have some, yeah.
Is that something you can pull up? I'd just be curious to see what it looks like. I wasn't sure if we had to make that decision tonight. Okay, so, and people talk about, maybe the clear wall being something that might get dirty, but I think railings are gonna look very different, especially if they're black. And the renderings we saw of the apartment building was a very neutral white building. Now it's gonna have black railings on the balconies. And I would just like to see what that might look like. Okay.
Paul, did you have something from a staff perspective on the railings?
Like, what's the advantage of one over the other?
From a code compliance standpoint, from a safety standpoint, the steel railings are usually better. The glass railings that I've seen before, the code requires a 4x safety factor on the glass to use a glass railing. So the amount of impact that glass handrail has to withhold from a code standpoint is difficult to meet. So from a safety standpoint, a code compliance standpoint, the steel railings meet those minimum requirements more easily.
Thank you, I hadn't heard that.
Nathaniel, do you want to connect to the HDMI over here?
Trustee Beckmeyer?
I was at that meeting too, so I know that the plexiglass you had said about, they get dirty and they don't look so good. If I was driving down Layton Avenue today with that new building in Greenfield on Layton and Loomis, and they have plexiglass and they were filthy. They look terrible. But we're still gonna have the wood tone, right? On the edge of the balconies and the top of the building, and that we're still gonna have the wood tone?
Right, and that's one of the exceptions in the materials is allowing for the faux wood accent, because it can't be real wood or else it would degrade too easily. I think Nathaniel could show
It's gonna be composite?
Yeah, like a wood composite, as an accent kind of line on there.
I would prefer the composite anyway to real wood, so, okay.
Yeah.
I have a couple other questions. Should I ask them or should I wait?
Yeah, why don't we let them get set up there, and then we can
Okay.
do some Q&A. And then Brian Munson, our planner for this project, is here as well.
Sorry, we don't have an adapter, so we're working through how to show this. This is a large file.
Should I just keep going with this?
Do you have, otherwise, can we pull something from the packet itself? We have all the documents in the packet.
Oh, yeah, that would be great, yeah.
Okay, I just didn't know if you had anything different. You had like a PowerPoint from last week.
All of that was submitted from last week, so is that?
We didn't put the full PowerPoint, we just put all the application materials. So, Sarah, you should be able to pull from the architectural,
Rendering of that.
so yeah, do you want to go to the questions while we get that?
Yeah.
Hold up.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so another question I had was, there was discussion about the future phases and what they are going to look like before they're built. In other words, is it going to be concrete out there where the phase 2, phase 3, and phase 4 will be? Or will it be landscape? Will it be grass? Will it be wildflowers? And it says here incorporates grass. Who's going to mow that grass and maintain it? The developer?
Yes, that will be on private property, that will be the developer's responsibility. I don't know if Nathaniel has more he wants to add on that.
Yeah, I believe that's correct, and so we have a diagram that changes that. So initially, at the Plan Commission, all those were shown as basically fenced off and fully gravel, right? So we've changed that now to provide a greenery at the entry and around the perimeter. I can show you, but it's just on my screen. I think that was also submitted in the packet too, those diagrams. So just to
Just at least describe it to you, I'm sorry, Aaron.
So that was what was presented at the Plan Commission, if you remember, and now this is the modification where all of that is now green and open.
What page is that? Do you have a page
On this
number?
PowerPoint, it's 37.
Oh, so is his PowerPoint?
No.
what's
This was
it- no.
submitted, this was submitted
Oh,
last
okay.
week, yeah.
Oh, okay,
So this should, you guys should have this. I don't know.
okay, that's okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Is it possible to put trees or bushes or something like that, that could be incorporated into phase 2, 3, and 4 and used for phases 2, 3, and 4?
So, yeah.
Versus just grass?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, and actually, there will be trees and sidewalk installed day 1 for phase 1.
Right,
That will remain through phase 2, phase 3, phase 4.
okay,
So in that plan, what you can see is not only the green zone that's been added, but also the trees that will sort of remain on the streetscape. So yeah, there will be, day 1, there will be trees along both of those roads that will stay through all phases.
I guess I was talking about trees as a border around 2, 3, or 4 versus a fence that could remain, just a thought.
So some of that would be harder. So again, the streetscape will be built out on this new road. Putting trees inside that line would be harder because they would have to just be ripped out when those future phases are built.
So I was thinking, not ripping them down if you knew where they were gonna go.
Yeah, it starts to quickly restrict on the amount of buildable area. All the sites are relatively tight in terms of once you put another building there with internal parking, there's not a whole lot of room to eat into that property.
Okay. Are those the railings? No.
So, can you zoom out a little bit? So these are the railings. You can see, so these are slender picket railings, and the reason, so going to your question about glass versus the pickets, one reason is about these things getting dirty, right? And the developer's ability, especially the inside, can't clean that nearly as well. They get dirty and dusty. Pickets, we feel like will still look, they'll always look clean. And going to black versus another, it'll be actually less impactful than a different color, right? If you did a bright color, that's what your eye is going to go to. Think about like black windows versus white windows on buildings. If they're white, your eye goes to that. The black sort of, you start to look at the other facade materials and not the black surround windows. So that was why we went with a black color on the rods. But so, I mean, and here you can see in this image, like, again, it's a rendering, in-house rendering. We created this, but you can see the thin, slender pickets. So it's not it's not supposed to be like a large, like a metal solid railing. They're all thin, pickets every 4 inches.
Okay. And then as far as the restrooms.
Yeah.
I had brought this up at a meeting earlier about how Drexel Town Square has public restrooms within one of the buildings, and I still think that's a better idea than a freestanding restroom on the Village Green.
Yeah.
And I guess because we don't know how that Village Green is going to be used for events, if that could be incorporated in Phase 2, I just want to go on the record saying that. Drexel Town Square has public restrooms next to the Cupcake Store. They're open Memorial Day to Labor Day, and the landlord or the developer does the maintenance, and the public restrooms, they might have an arrangement where the city of Oak Creek leases that space. I just think it's better than plopping a restroom on that Village Green.
Yeah, so that's actually something we talked about that idea internally after the meeting as well, because, part of the trick here is that we're designing Phase 1, and it's hard to know what the need is.
Mhm.
I think, the developer would be open to, when we go in for Phase 2 PIP or Phase 3 PIP, looking to find a different location for restrooms. So day 1, providing, as was requested at the Plan Commission, a feed so that they could be put on that village if necessary, but then thinking towards the future, for those future phases, I think they'd be open to planning that in, right? Having, if there's a need for it, putting it in Phase 2 or putting it in Phase 3, depending on how the village Village Green functions. So I think that makes a lot of sense. And I guess on that note, one of the things that you'll see in the packet, in terms of the stage specifically, because that was one of the things that was written, at the moment, we've left the stage where it was, and provided, we're suggesting providing, feeds for bathrooms on that same location, but leaving the stage sort of at that end of the Village Green, because we felt like it would, if restrooms go there, you could still incorporate it and could be sort of the back of the stage. So again, we can continue to work through that. We felt like from a functionality point, it would work better than flipping the stage to sort of the other side, where a lot of people would be entering in on that. Could you go to maybe one of the plan images?
Yeah, so that would be something, so in your motion tonight, you required the stage to be moved to the other side, but if you're in agreement with what he's describing, you could amend that motion to keep the stage area in its original location. The other thing too about having the flexibility of those utility connections on that side, whether it's a restroom or whether it's some other type of building, let's say a retail user wanted to lease some space to put some type of outdoor type of operations, it provides that flexibility as well in the future.
So is the stage going to be on the northern side or the southern side?
It would be the northern side.
Okay.
You're showing the south on here, south.
Sorry, I was turned around.
Southeast is, right?
Yeah.
It's the south side.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, the south side. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so that way, and if you can kind of see it here, if you came in from the page, the bottom of the page as the entrance,
Mhm.
it felt strange for us that a stage might then be sort of, you'd be facing the back of the stage, right?
Yeah.
Rather than you're entering and you're seeing it beyond.
Okay, so can I amend my motion to not require the stage be reoriented?
I actually like that.
That's where I thought it was going to go.
Well, we at the
Mhm.
Plan Commission, and I was part of that, we asked for it to be flopped so
Mhm.
that there could be future restrooms.
Mhm.
And I guess none of us thought about having the stage and the restrooms on the same side. That actually makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
you could maybe
So-
do a small band shell or something and tuck it behind,
Totally
you know,
agree.
yeah.
Yep, so that's a great idea.
Don,
You
do
could
you
even-
agree with my
you could even use the
amendment?
same roof.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it would be more efficient, right? Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, rather than building two separate structures.
100%,
Yeah.
totally agree, makes a lot of sense, so. Do you have to amend it?
I just didn't.
I heard, yeah, I heard her.
Sounds good, perfect. Anything else, Elaine, or is that covered?
No, I'm done, thank you.
Trustee Barbie?
Couple of things, I just wanted to, at the planning commission, I was really impressed with the planning commission asking a lot of really great questions and following through with everything, and one thing I would like you to be aware of, when we do put up this, or you put up the fence for the other areas being done, and I support grass 1,000% more than the gravel, but we have another area that has cyclone fencing that's been up for a while on 76th Street, and I don't know why it's happening, but it's beginning to fold in and fall apart. I think, it's leaning. And I would like it to be just noted that although this will be a, 2-3 year project in there, to be monitoring that as the fences begin looking unkept, that you straighten them out, because I feel the one on 76 looks very unkept right now. And I can see that eventually happening during the construction phases, that I think that somebody needs to be monitoring that also.
Sure. So, yeah, just making sure that maintenance of the fence is on the developer and, they're aware of that.
Because it can look really bad. I mean, you know what I'm talking about over there, so, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Trustee Feckmeyer?
They didn't have
Good.
anything.
Okay. Sal? You good? Okay. All right.
So I would note that this would, once they satisfy the remaining comments, this would conclude the approval of the Plan Development Overlay District. There is an item on Plan Commission tomorrow that was mentioned for a conditional use permit that's needed in order to technically to have a mixed-use development within a B3 commercial district. You need a conditional use permit, so that will go through the Plan Commission tomorrow. But those items will conclude the zoning approvals necessary for the project.
All right.
We want mixed use.
Sounds good. Roll call?
Trustee Barbian?
Aye.
Trustee Sell?
Aye.
Trustee Unger?
Aye.
Trustee Peckmeyer?
Aye.
Trustee McFall?
Aye.
Trustee Olet?
Aye.
President Zaborowski?
Back to item A, BOT 2592, discussion, necessary action to repeal and recreate portions of the Greendale zoning code related to architectural design requirements within section 17.108C4 of the Greendale Municipal Code, Plan Development Overlay District.
I move to approve the ordinance to repeal and recreate section 17.108C4 of the Greendale zoning code related to architectural design within the Plan Development Overlay Districts.
Second motion?
Anything on that?
No, nothing additional.
Yeah, okay. Any discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Trustee Barbian?
Affirmative.
Trustee Sell?
Aye.
Trustee Unger?
Aye.
Trustee Peckmeyer?
Aye.
Trustee McFall?
Aye.
Trustee Olet?
Aye.
President
Aye.
Zaborowski?
Thank you. All right. Item C, BOT 2594, discussion and necessary action regarding application from New Barons Brewing Corporative for an off-premise retail outlets. Oh, all right.
All right, so New Barons Brewing Cooperative applied for an off-site retail sales. They plan on being at the Root River Parkway Picnic Area 3 on September 13th for a Landworks picnic. It's from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. The reason why this application is coming before you, like my memo said, that last year the laws changed for breweries that can now get one full retail off-site location. The municipality does have to approve that, as well as the state. New Barons is just going to be selling beer at this event. I mean,
It's a good deal.
And it's for a work event, right? It's for like a work party?
Yeah,
or
like it
something?
looks like sounds like
That's what
a
it
work
looks like. Okay.
picnic,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's fine.
I'd like to
All right. Trustee Barbian?
I'd like to have the board make a motion to approve the brewery off-premise retail outlet application from New Barons Brewing Corporation as presented by Melanie in the outline.
Second motion?
Any other discussion? Roll call?
Trustee Barbian?
Aye.
Trustee Sell?
Aye.
Trustee Unger?
Aye.
Trustee Peckmeyer?
Aye.
Trustee McFall?
Aye.
Trustee Olet?
Aye.
President Zaborowski?
Aye, thank you. Item D, BOT 2595, discussion and necessary action on the addition of 2 concrete slabs at the Greendale Veterans Memorial.
Good evening. So the Greendale Veterans Memorial Committee is requesting 2 additional concrete slabs at the main entrance to the Veterans Memorial. The slabs will measure 5 feet by 3 feet and match the style of the existing slabs that support the memorial benches. The slabs will serve as bases for 2 engraved decorative granite stones facing southway. The stone on the west will read Greendale Veterans Memorial, and the stone on the east will read To Honor and Remember. To accommodate the slabs, 4 existing lilies will have to be removed by the Department of Public Works. The concrete will be donated by Lalonde Contractors, who was awarded this year's road rehabilitation program and have generously offered their time and materials to complete the project.
Isn't that nice?
That's awesome.
I'll make a motion to approve the Greendale Memorial Committee's request for additional concrete slabs to serve as the basis for the decorative stones as presented.
Second the motion.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Barbian?
Aye.
Trustee Sell?
Aye.
Trustee Unger?
Aye.
Trustee Beckmeyer?
Aye.
Trustee McFall?
Aye.
Trustee Olet?
Aye.
President Zabrowski?
Thank you. Any officer reports this evening? No. Okay. All right, citizens' comments. Persons wishing to address the board are asked to state their name and address of residency for the record and limit their comments to only one time. Limit their comments to 3 minutes or 5 minutes if representing a group of persons. Citizens' comments shall be limited to a period not to exceed 15 minutes. Public comments should be addressed to the village board as a body. Any questions or comments directed to any individual trustee or staff person will be deemed out of order. Please note the village board can only discuss matters listed on the agenda. We are open.
Joe Russ, 5599 Basswood Street and 16800 West Shuttle Drive, New Berlin. One thing that, after looking over the plans for the new Boston Store redevelopment, I think all those in the 4 years that have done it have done a little disservice to the village. A good name and a feature that could have been added to it would have been a green grass belt around it and called it the Green Belt, since we are a Green Belt community. Just a thought, maybe it can be incorporated in phases 2 and 3. Let's talk wheel tax. Seems to be a topic after the last meeting, going to be on a survey. The problem with adding the wheel tax to it is, yes, the village needs the money, but you guys haven't done the best job of watching your finances the last year or more. We did a park that was supposed to cost $150,000. It's now $300,000. We had a road reconstruction and a sewer project that was added to it that came out to $400,000 out of budget. Start doing the math and it adds up quickly. Also, when a TIF is finished, the tax dollars are supposed to go back into the community. Instead, we're spending $200,000 to rename and rethink Southridge, even though there's no plans anywhere along there, at least been made public, to do that. But we're spending $200,000 of TIF money that should finally be coming back after we've been waiting on it for 12 or 14 years, that should be available to us, but it's not. I have a tenant. She's in her 80s. She's been a tenant for 25 years, and I have no goals of chasing her out. Her rent is probably half of what the going rent is in the village. So even though I may give her a $5 a month rent increase, $60 a year, wheel tax would be a big chunk of that, and that might force her out. Is that the kind of community we want to have? Do we just want to have younger people in that can make it, or do we want to keep long-term older people in the village? Thank you.
Hi,
Hi, everybody. My name is Sally Chadwick at 5321 Morningside Drive. Just want to thank the board. I'd like to also especially thank Rod for going forward with the entrance notes. That's what we're calling them at the memorial. So we appreciate this very timely being able to do it. We're hoping to do a dedication this November. Okay, I know it all depends on weather and how things go, but we do hope you'll be able to come and watch and be a part of our dedication in November. Thank you again for letting us do this. We appreciate it. And just for information on the cost of everything, the Greendale Veterans Memorial Committee is happy to pick up the price for not only the slab work, for the stones, for the engraving, and whatever landscaping that we plan to do. So we thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sally.
Thanks, Sally.
Anybody else? See none, I will close it. And I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Any discussion?
Do you need to acknowledge that you're not going into closed session?
Yes, I will.
It's on the agenda.
Yeah, sorry, I was gonna do that, I forgot. We did have a closed session on the agenda. We did get it all finished in the closed session before the meeting, so we will not be having a closed session after the meeting. So just making a motion to adjourn. Roll call, please.
Trustee Farbian?
Yes.
Trustee Sell?
Aye.
Trustee Unger? Aye. Trustee Feckmeyer?
Aye.
Trustee McFall?
Aye.
Trustee Olet?
Aye.
President Sparrowski?
Thank you.
It's okay for you to sign.
It's a little early for you.